My name is Kevin Checksfield. I've been in law enforcement for approximately almost 17 years now.
Kevin is kind of a mixed personality. He's a very funny guy. He shows up, does his job every day, and he does it well.
Kevin is a very dedicated officer. One thing to say with Kevin is I've never saw an experience with him. Dozens of shooting calls with him, homicide calls, stuff like that. No event has ever been too big for him.
Fortunately, for whatever reason, I just happened to be on patrol, and I was driving westbound on Bedford. I remember it vividly, and I was at 33rd Street, and the call came out. When I got there, Mom immediately came running out of the house, screaming that her baby wasn't breathing, and she had called 911. And I walk into the house, and there is probably the tiniest baby I've ever seen, just laying in the middle of the floor. We're talking about a premature twin, was not breathing, it was not moving, and then began giving CPR. It felt like an eternity. It probably wasn't longer than 30 to 45 seconds that it took. A few breaths here, some chest compressions there, and a few more breaths, and then just a huge exasperated sigh that came from Joshua. His eyes perked up and hands started moving and gave out like kind of a little baby grimace, and then everything was okay. And it was right about that time that the fire department and the squad and everybody else was showing up.
Kevin's always been good under pressure. He was close by, responded quickly, had been trained to handle the situation, and did what he needed to do. Some people put in that situation might have not reacted as quickly.
What Kevin did right is he fell back on his training. It's nothing complicated. I think that's something that the Red Cross teaches, that this is something very easy to learn, but Kevin fell back on that.
That was kind of a night where you go home and you realize kind of how precious life is and how things can happen, even to the most innocent of people, which in my mind is children. I chose this as a profession. I didn't do it to get recognition or to be called a hero or anything like that. Anybody who would have got that call from the police department or any other police department would have done the same thing that I did, so it was no different than anybody else.